tomorrow, of course, is Halloween.
And so today, Holly's spending the morning with a master carver to show you what some people with the right skills can do with a pumpkin. And Holly, I got to tell you, these were some amazing after shots that we saw before. Now we just want to know how he does this.
I know. Well, we're going to tell you how he does it, but we're going to continue to amaze you with some more of his masterpieces. I was just reading an article on Noel Dickover, and the writer had the best line. He said, calling his pumpkins jack-o'-lanterns is like calling the Mona Lisa a nice painting. They are incredible, and the Dickover family has welcomed us into their home this morning, which is very nice because they're trying to get ready for Halloween tomorrow. And Noel, how many pumpkins are you trying to do by Halloween?
We'll have around 30.
Around 30. And you can imagine that their house is quite the destination spot. So how did you get started in this?
Well, my brother did one of those in a book in like 1998 of Frankenstein, and I really was thrilled with it. And I didn't have the book, so I went on to the internet and found a terrific site with lots of patterns. I did one of Scooby, which Scooby's just a hit. And the kids just absolutely loved it. And I thought it was kind of cool. So the next year I did Darth Maul and SpongeBob, and
it's just blossomed from there. Well,
yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the ones you've done. Let's show a couple from last year because they're pretty incredible. The first one is the dragon.
Oh yeah, the Maleficent dragon from Sleeping Beauty, where Maleficent turns into a dragon to stop Prince Philip. This is on an 80-pound pumpkin. It took me about 6 hours alone just to do the trees on the left, but about 12, 13 hours to carve it. Yeah, and on these, there's always one part that your eye gets drawn to. And the Maleficent, it's really the dragon, the chest
belly,
on the front.
yeah.
And if you get those lined up, the whole thing's going to work. And if you don't, it sort of falls apart. So every pumpkin, you really want to get it right where the eyes go.
Okay, let's take a look at the black pearl. And with that, how do you go about deciding which ones you're going to do?
Well, so the black pearl, actually, I found a nice cut through of this ship, and then I just made the bottom part there with the Pirates of the Caribbean logo. And this was right after the movie came out. So you really want to do topical ones. So this year we're doing Wall-E and Ratatouille.
And let's do Jack Sparrow real quickly because you know what? He's even dreamy when he's a pumpkin.
I had so many people say this is the sexiest pumpkin they've ever seen. So
I might have to agree. But those were last year. This is what we found in his garage this year when we came this morning. As you can see, just absolutely incredible. What do you find is the most difficult thing about working in this medium?
Well, it's a lot of times you're taking a picture which looks really good and you have to transfer it to a pumpkin, so you'll often change the pattern, especially in the more complex ones, to work better for the pumpkin. Sort of similar if you take a book to a movie, you sort of need to modify things. So the first time you do it, you want to make sure it works right. So you take the pattern, but really you sort of play with it and modify it as you go.
So let's talk about the tools that you have here, because obviously tools of the trade are important.
Oh yes, yeah. So the one that most people should know about for cleaning out the pumpkin is this clay loop tool. And instead of using just a regular scoop, the clay loop will just rip out really big chunks of this and saves you lots of time.
In fact, we have Sarah actually cleaning a pumpkin over here. Sarah, how much do you like cleaning the pumpkin?
Not that much.
It's not her favorite part of it. But what do you like about doing this? Do you think it's cool your dad does all this? And what do you like about it? Because you're a pretty good artist yourself. I've seen some of your work.
I really like it because it's fun.
It's fun and it gets lots of people to come to your house. Do they bring candy to you?
No.
They should. I'm saying that right now. If you come to the Dickover house, you should bring candy to them. As you can see, he has made this a family affair. This is his son, Justin. Okay, Justin, now what kind of tool are you using there?
I'm using this little, I don't know, some...
Speedball.
Yeah, it's called speedball, I guess.
A V wedge.
And what are some of the tips in terms of really making this stuff work?
I guess pretty much just patience. Some of you have to really take your time because it can get really hard sometimes.
And his biggest tip is ask Dad. And we're not asking Mom. The mom is also in on it, but she said don't bother her while she's creating. So real quickly, talk about the petroleum jelly and the crazy glue. Why are those so important?
So if you're doing complex patterns, the crazy glue, believe it or not, let's say you have an eye attachment that's sort of sitting out and it falls off. You use the crazy glue, it'll literally fuse the pumpkin back together. So like the first year I did the Death Star, it cut right down the middle, broke in half, and I just lapped on the crazy glue and it literally fuses it back together. So it's a terrific way to fix this. The petroleum jelly is really important if you have a lot of pumpkins. You put it on the part that you've carved and it doesn't go old as quickly. So if you're doing...
Cool. I'm sorry. He's got so much information and we don't have enough time, but the good thing is we're still here and we're going to come back in the next hour and talk more about how to go about doing this and how you can do it too. In fact, we have some wonderful websites for you. Check out the links on our website at myfoxdc.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Holly, thank you so much. That's
Amazing.
some really cool stuff and a great job. Great work by the whole family involved. There is plenty still ahead on Fox.